In this lesson, we're going to do a quick categorization of triangles, and then we're going to solve two different triangles. One's going to have degrees, minutes, and seconds in it, so we just want to make sure that the math on that is okay. So, language that's going to come around is you're going to be able to talk about different triangles, and so we categorize triangles by angles or by sides, potentially a combination of the two. So you have acute triangles, which means all the angles in your triangle are acute angles. So they're all smaller than 90. You have a right triangle, which makes one right triangle, or one right angle within the triangle. And you have an obtuse triangle, one angle that's bigger than 90, but less than 180. If you categorize triangles by sides, you have equilateral, which means all the sides are the same. Isosceles, two of the sides are the same. And this will come definitely when we get into law of signs with the ambiguous case. And then we have scalene. Scalene means none of the sides are the same. So, just for a quick example, we're going to solve this triangle. We're going to try to figure out the angle measurements on it. We have a little bit of given information. Biggest thing is, in the geometry world, you would have been trying to figure out either whatever you got going on, things equal each other or they add up to something. Well, this is an add up to something because you're looking at angle measures, and the angle measures of triangles add up to 180. So we're going to take that idea that angles add up to 180. So we're going to take this angle, angle A, plus angle B, plus angle C, and they are going to add up to 180. So we're going to solve the equation, figure out what x is, and then plug it back in so we can actually figure out what the angle measurements are. So we got x plus x minus 3x is going to get us a negative x. And 20 and 210 is going to get us a 230 equals 180. Now, I would say that, that's probably a bad sign because a negative x might represent a negative angle, but when you subtract your 230 over, you have a negative x equals a negative 50. So that's good. All is good. So x equals 50. So if x equals 50, we have our angle A. Angle A equals 50. We have our angle B by adding 50 and 20. And I get a 70. So just to kind of double check as we go through this, all the angles should add up to 180. So right now we have 120 degrees accounted for, so that should leave us with a 60 degrees left. So I would like to plug in the 50 and make sure we actually get 60 degrees. So you got 210 minus 3 times 50, which is 150. 210 minus 150 does in fact get us our angle of 60. So that is a good sign. So those are our angles. Our other situation is trying to find a missing angle when you're given two of the angles. Now, normally this would not be all that complicated, but we got degrees and minutes in this. So the math complicates just a little bit, but it's still the same concept. We know 2 out of the 3, so we can add these two together and subtract it from 180. So let's add them together and then we can subtract. So the degrees, minutes, and seconds, don't forget that it's kind of, you can treat it like time. Your minutes, we don't have seconds on this, so if you have 60 minutes, you're going to have an hour's worth of time. You're going to have a degree that you can kind of reduce. So we'll take 136 degrees, 50 minutes, and we're going to add 41 degrees, 38 minutes together. So that makes 8, 7, 1, 7. So 177 degrees, 88 minutes. However, this is more than 60 minutes, so we can take 60 minutes out. So if we subtract 60 minutes, we would be adding 1 degree's worth of time. So that's going to leave us with 28 minutes and 178 degrees. So there's not much left for this other angle because all these 3 angles are supposed to add up to 180. So we'll take 180 degrees and we're going to be subtracting 178 degrees 28 minutes. So I'm going to add in kind of to line up our like terms. So in order to do this math, we have to borrow. So we can't do 0 minus 28, so we're going to have to borrow a degree worth of time, which is an hour worth of time, if you want to think of it that way. So that's going to make our 180 degrees convert into 179 degrees. 179 degrees and 60 minutes. And then we're going to subtract 178 degrees, 28 minutes from it. So now we can do 60 minus 28 and get us 32. And then 179 minus 178 is 1. So our angle measurement is 1 degree, 32 minutes. And that was a little bit of a refresher of triangles and finding some angle measurements, and then one that has a degrees, minutes, and seconds in it.